chair now recognizes the gentleman from Kentucky, Representative Barr, for 5 minutes.
Thank you, Madam Chair. And Mr. Sergerel, there is a shortage of cybersecurity professionals in the financial services sector where they are desperately needed for reasons being discussed today. We need more people like you in our country. According to the Carnegie Endowment for International Peace, the scarcity in cybersecurity talent in banking is one of the 6 priorities for protecting financial systems against cyber threats. The cybersecurity workforce is obviously paramount to the safety and soundness of the U.S. economy, and ultimately our national security, and any shortages need to be addressed. Do you agree that cybersecurity financial services workforce supply levels is a problem, and what do we need to do to fix it?
Completely agree with you, and that's not only within financial services, that's cybersecurity in general, but within the financial services side, I think continued partnership and education programs, such as the ones that we have at Palo Alto Networks. We have a Unit 42 Academy where we're able to train up people to help fill those positions, as well as our Engineering Academy. Kemba has done a wonderful job with her time at the White House with the cyber workforce that we helped to sponsor as well. I think a lot of this deals with, if we look at the earliest times that people can get excited about cybersecurity or excited IT, it's going to be that K through 12 period, and the continued support of STEM programs throughout the United States educational system will help with that as well.
Thank you. Ms. Stiefel, the Ransomware Task Force has done a comprehensive analysis of cyber insurance and ransomware. What do you believe are the biggest challenges facing the insurance industry when it comes to ransomware coverage?
Thank you for the question, Congressman. With regard to the biggest challenge facing the insurance sector and cybersecurity, at this point in time, our information is that actually a very small percentage of the marketplace actually has cyber insurance, which means that many of these organizations are not reached by the requirements to achieve, in order to achieve insurance, meaning that we are more broadly very vulnerable across the ecosystem. The insurance industry can be a partner in raising national cybersecurity resilience, but unfortunately, many organizations aren't able to achieve, as I mentioned, insurance. So there are, I think, opportunities for the insurance sector to partner with a range of organizations to raise this level of cybersecurity in order to...
Is that an issue of underwriting challenges? Is there actuarial difficulties in that, or is it an affordability question for small, medium-sized enterprises?
Congressman, I'm not an insurance expert, but I would say it's a combination of the above. Unfortunately, our responses to manage ransomware and a range of cybersecurity risks are under capitalized because we don't have sufficient information. So when you speak about actuarial tables, we don't have great data to back up some of the investments that need to be made in order to shore up our cybersecurity. Insurers can play an important role in that space. But also I would recognize that it's a state-by-state basis where we need to then leverage all of this information across the ecosystem, both in the United States and with our partners and allies, to get the data that can drive adoption of better cybersecurity best practices and also inform policy decisions, including the ability to undertake disruptive efforts and resource.
Well, I mean, obviously, for small businesses with modest cash on hand, affordability is a big problem here because, they need that cash week to week to keep their businesses alive. And if they're ransomed, failure to pay could be an existential issue for those small and medium enterprises. So protecting American businesses is really important, and that's why we need to make insurance available and affordable. But at the same time, I am curious if any of the witnesses have thought about whether or not ransomware attackers take advantage of the fact that their victims actually have insurance coverage. And that's the flip side of that problem. Any thoughts on the attractiveness of a target based on coverage?
I'll chime in here. Thank you for your question. In our opinion, we actually see insurance as a driver of best practices in terms of security, defenses, a plan if and when attack. We actually attribute our decline in ransom payments in 2022 to more stringent insurance policies after a high year in 2021. RUSI, a UK think tank, has also attributed insurance as a vehicle for supporting these best practices.
I think insurance coverage is better than not having insurance coverage, but we need to think through these problems, these questions, and obviously a more robust insurance marketplace to protect our country is important. With that, I yield.